today at 6 after the riot in Cardiff last night. Footage emerges which appears to show a police van following two boys just moments before they crashed and were killed. The CCTV shows two teenagers on a bike with the police van just behind. The local police crime commissioner has denied police chased the boys. A riot broke out in Cardiff last night after the boys died, involving up to 150 people.
Here in Cardiff, tonight families and friends are grieving after the loss of two teenage boys, and questions are being raised as to the role police involved in their death.
With the emergence of this new footage, BBC Verify will take us through the events in Cardiff to try to establish what exactly happened. Also on the programme, the search for Madeleine McCann begins around a reservoir in Portugal, 16 years after she disappeared. We're on campus as the government announces new immigration rules to stop some foreign students bringing their family members here. Rolf Harris, the TV entertainer who was jailed for a string of indecent assaults on girls, has died aged 93. And we take you on a tour around the National Collection of British Art as Tate Britain gets a new look.
Coming up on Sports Day later in the hour on BBC News, we'll have more reaction to Newcastle United qualifying for next season's Champions League. Can they be competitive among Europe's elite?
Good evening and welcome to BBC News at 6. The BBC has been given CCTV footage which appears to show a police van following two teenage boys just moments before they were killed yesterday when the bike they were riding was involved in a collision in Cardiff. A riot broke out afterwards with up to 150 people involved. After 16-year-old Kyrie Sullivan and 15-year-old Harvey Evans died, the South Wales Police and Crime Commissioner denied reports on social media that the police had been chasing the boys. Tonight, the police say they are aware of the CCTV and their investigation is ongoing, but refuse to take questions from reporters. Well, our Wales correspondent Tomos Morgan is in Cardiff for us tonight. And Thomas, this footage has just emerged and there are a lot of questions tonight.
There are a lot of questions, especially in this area. When we arrived here this morning, there was dismay really from the residents on this street because so much of their property had been damaged by the riots that happened last night. And the rumours were rife, rumours that the police had in some way been involved in the deaths of the two boys, which happened hours before the riots began here in Cardiff. And as you mentioned, the new footage has now come to life, which seems to question the version of events given to by the police in the run-up to the two teenagers' deaths yesterday. This footage attained by the BBC raises questions about South Wales Police's version of events last night. It appears to show two teenage boys on an electric bike being chased by the police in Ely, Cardiff. Minutes later, 16-year-old Kyrie Sullivan and 15-year-old Harvey Evans were killed in a road collision nearby. A few hours after their deaths, cars were set on fire and riot police were deployed as an angry crowd had gathered, hurling missiles at officers and smashing vehicles. Emotions were running high. But earlier today on BBC Radio 4, South Wales's Police and Crime Commissioner had denied that a chase had taken place at all.
It would appear that there were rumours and those rumours became rife of a police chase, which wasn't the case.
A statement by local law enforcement had said the collision happened before officers arrived. This new footage, though, seems to suggest police were pursuing the boys.
We've received CCTV footage that shows a police vehicle following a bike at just prior to 6 p.m. This footage is being recovered as part of the investigation and will assist us in piecing together the circumstances leading up to the collision. The families are being kept up to date.
After the police statement, they refused to take questions on the video footage attained by the BBC.
Thank you.
Why were we not told that this morning? Chief Superintendent, why did you not explain that this morning?
Why did your Police and Crime Commissioner say something completely different, officer? Are people safe in Cardiff this evening, officer?
This morning, the remains of a bonfire were still smoking in the middle of the road when we arrived. Around it, vehicles lay in ruin, debris everywhere. Residents say that those that cause this damage don't actually live on this street, and the people living here are shocked and angry that this has happened right outside their doors.
Why take it out, you know, people in the street? Why run amok? You know, it just doesn't make sense. I just, you know, I despair. This street is one of the best streets. We're all so close as neighbours, and this has happened.
Kyrie Sullivan and Harvey Evans died shortly after 6 p.m. Due to the violence witnessed here in Ely last night after the death of the two young boys, many local residents have told us that they don't want to talk officially on camera in fear of repercussions. The investigation into the disruption seen across Ely last night, one of Wales's most deprived areas, continues, as does the work to decipher how and why two boys died after being involved in a chase with the police. Tomos Morgan, BBC News, Cardiff.
Well, as we saw in that report,